One of my favorite books of all time is Atomic Habits. Now, I read Atomic Habits about 6, 7 months ago. And one of the main lessons in this book that I loved so much was this particular quote that I think about all the time. And that is, your outcomes are delayed measures of your habits. To put that into simple terms, pretty much the outcomes, the results that you're going to get are going to come later on in the process, even after you adopt good habits and you stay consistent with them day upon day upon day upon day. Now, something very happened recently that was a testament to this quote and why I loved it so much and what made me create this video. Now, over the past few months, even up to a year, I've been applying to jobs, trying to find a new position. Thank God I'm not unemployed. I do have a job, but, trying to find a job, applying to over 100 to 200 places. And finally, this past week, I finally got an interview. After 1 year of staying consistent with applying, I got my first interview. And also yesterday, I got my first sale on Etsy. A few months ago, I started an Etsy digital product store. I was posting products almost every single day. I was grinding on it. I wasn't seeing results. I stayed consistent. And now months after, yesterday, I finally got a sale. It was completely random. I didn't even expect it. And it really made me think of this quote and how we often expect that right after we get consistent, we say 3-4 months of showing up every day. We often hear people say your life can completely change in a year if you stay consistent. And it made me realize that that's actually not true. Depending on what it is that you want to get, sometimes it can take far, far longer than that. And when we think of, okay, I'm just got to stay consistent for 3 or 4 months and you don't see results, we often get extremely discouraged. And this is something that causes many people to quit. I mean, think about this. Let's say you're on a plane and there's an estimated time of arrival. Let's say they say you're going to arrive at 1 p.m. You end up arriving at 1:40. You're going to feel disappointed, right? Because you were told this estimated time of arrival, you got excited for it, and then it took you an extra 40 minutes to an hour to finally arrive. I like to think about things similarly to this. Now, imagine they told you to get at 1, and you were like, you know what? My expectation is I'm going to get there at 2 p.m. I'm going to get there at 2:30, right? Because I'm used to the delays. I know what often happens with air travel. You usually don't arrive at the perfect time. So let's say you tell yourself you're going to arrive at 2:30 instead of 1 p.m., even though the ETA is 1 p.m. And you get there at 1:45. You're still going to be happy and excited because you were expecting to arrive way later than they told you. And that's how I like to imagine all my goals, right? I might have many people set ETAs for certain goals, like, oh, I'm going to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube by the end of the year, right? And then once they don't reach that, they're disappointed because they didn't account for how things might go differently, right? But compared to telling yourself, hey, I'm going to stay consistent. I'm going to do what I got to do every single day. It may take me a year, but I'm going to expect to get there in a year and a half. Then you do it in 1 year and boom, you're happy because you arrived earlier than the ETA that you set for yourself. And the ETA was not only realistic, but it accounted for the delayed results that we get from our good habits. So with that being said, I want you guys to think about this a lot. If you're just starting out YouTube right now, or you're starting a new business or whatever, know that it's great that you showed up every day for the past 4 or 5 months, maybe even up to a year. But also realize that it's okay for you to not have gotten results yet in a year's time. Know that maybe you set an ETA that was too early. Maybe you need a few more months or up to a year more. And then eventually the results are going to start coming. Once they start coming, they start flowing. Like I told you guys, it took me a year to finally get an interview. Now imagine I stopped 6 months ago. I'd have ended up with nothing. Imagine I did that Etsy for like 2 weeks and then I stopped. I wouldn't have gotten a sale. Imagine I did YouTube for just how long I've been doing it now and I didn't reach 1,000 or a few hundred subscribers. I would have quit. But that's what it comes down to, man. Remembering that your outcomes are delayed measures of your habits. If you haven't read Atomic Habits, by the way, 100% recommend it. One of the best books I've ever read. Super valuable, real practical, and good advice for you to incorporate in your life. Thanks, you guys, for watching. I always say thanks, you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'm going to see you in the next one.